Hi, everyone. Good afternoon here from the UK and good afternoon from Ghana. My name is Yetunde Beatrice Ogedengbe, and I'm the International Officer for the University of Lincoln. Welcome to today's webinar, where we will be talking about global opportunities and, of course, our partnership, which is the University of Lincoln partnership with Regent University in Ghana. Today, I have with me Professor Ernest Ofori, who is the current president for Regent University, Ghana. I also have with me Dr. Paul Igwe, who is the senior lecturer in strategy and enterprise, and of course, the regional academic lead for West and East Africa. I also have with me today Rita Orji, who is the current social secretary of the International Student Association at the University of Lincoln, and of course, myself, who currently oversees the African region. So today you will be getting a lot of information about Regent University, the current partnership we have, and of course we will talk about the opportunities, which is the cities to explore, the affordability in accommodation, and the list of programs you could apply to. So for our viewers out there, I will encourage you, please, if you have any question, feel free to ask. So I will call on Dr. Paul Igwe and Rita to also introduce yourself again. Dr. Paul, welcome to today's section. Please, can you kindly introduce yourself?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Yetunde Ogedengbe. So, hello, viewers and participants from wherever you are. So, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Paul Igwe, and I am tuning in from University of Lincoln. So, I'll be telling you more about the University of Lincoln and the programs in a minute. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Paul. It's really lovely having you here. And also, Rita, we also have you. Can you kindly introduce yourself as well?
Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Ugi. I am a current student at the University of Lincoln, and welcome wherever you're joining us from. I am so excited to speak and meet with you guys today. I am also the social secretary, as Yetunde has mentioned earlier on, the social secretary of International Student Association. And I'm happy to meet you guys, so I can't wait to have a good time with you guys here.
All right. Thank you very much, Rita. Thanks for introducing yourself. And also coming on the screen, we also have the president for Regent University in Ghana. So we are currently introducing ourselves. Professor Ernest, welcome. Can you kindly reintroduce yourself as well to our current viewers?
Thank you very much, today. My name is Ernest Ofori Asamoah. I'm the president of Regent University College of Science and Technology in Ghana. And for this program, basically about our partnership with University of Lincoln. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our presenter. Thank you for introducing yourself. So as we mentioned today, I would encourage every viewers here, please, if you have any question, feel free to pop that on the Q&A session. So at the end of the presentation, we'll take your questions one by one and answer it in full detail. So as I mentioned, no question is silly. Feel free to ask any question regarding the program opportunity or any opportunity you can explore in the University of Lincoln. So I'll just move on. I'll pass it on to Professor Ernest, who will talk about the current partnership Regent University have with University of Lincoln. So on to you, Professor Ernest.
Thank you very much today for the great opportunity. Good afternoon on call once again. Yes, Regent University of Science, College of Science and Technology in Ghana, which have been in existence for the past 17 years. Our focus have been to train the required manpower for Ghana and Africa, focusing on science, technology, innovation, and some as combined with business. So we've been doing this over the past 17 years, and latter part of last year, as part of our internationalization and making sure that we don't just produce for local but get to the global market, had a partnership with University of Lincoln. This partnership really have three key aspects or themes. One is to deepen our already research teams. And so we have this collaboration to make sure that we collaborate in terms of research with University of Lincoln, ensuring that our research is not only concentrated in Africa, but there are other things that we may also have to find out from Europe. In the same vein, Lincoln also have this opportunity to also have a joint research with us. Probably some of them may have to be looked at in terms of in Africa. The second aspect is also in terms of exchange of staff and students. So we are here more or less for the second one. That one provides a great opportunity for student alumni of University College of Regent University College for them to have a scholarship or fee discount of £5,000 to enroll in a program at University of Lincoln. This is a great opportunity for students from Ghana and, for that matter, Regent University College of Science and Technology. In this partnership, the aim is actually to provide for them to have cultural and international exposure whilst they also receive training in their chosen field, be it business or technology or science. This partnership, we see it as a great opportunity because it will give students from Africa and Ghana and basically from Regent the opportunity to have the education in both in Ghana and also in UK.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Ernest.
Hello?
Yes, we're here with you, Professor Ernest.
Okay.
Are there still more information you would like to give us regarding the partnership?
Yes, so so this partnership, we encourage students from Ghana to take advantage of this partnership to ensure that whilst they have received education here, they also have this opportunity to get to other part of the world. Thank you.
Much, Professor Ernest. The next person we have on the section basically is Dr. Paul Igwe, who will then move on to give us more information about the university and program opportunities. Welcome on board, Dr. Paul.
Thank you. So good afternoon once again, participants and also attendees of this global learning workshop. So my name again is Dr. Paul Igwe. So I will be taking you on a journey about the University of Lincoln. So giving you more indices and history of the University of Lincoln, but also the city of Lincoln. So I will also explore with you how the university has come so far with ranking, with performance, the colleges and schools that we have at the moment, and those we are expecting to have, the programs and the opportunities that the students have when they come to study with us, looking at both the degree level and the postgraduate opportunities. So welcome again. So coming to study in Lincoln, one would ask this question: why Lincoln, or why University of Lincoln? Why would you come to study at this university? So a quick reminder about the campus. So we have a very beautiful campus. The city also is a very unique one, located in East Midland of England. So we are in a strategic location. We have a very brand new and very exciting, very homely campus. So just as you can see from my screen, that the campus is strategic, and also the development gives one a conducive environment that one can learn from. I'm going to be exploring, and again, as you have seen in the previous video clip that we were playing, that the campus is in a strategic location. So I'm going to explore that later with you. So talking about the University of Lincoln, as we know, University of Lincoln is about 20 years plus. So it was established in the 1996 Act and started fully operation in 2001. So between that time and today, the university has come a long way. So for instance, we are top 130 universities in the world. We also got the award of TEF Gold Standard, which is an award of teaching excellence framework. This award demonstrates the teaching and learning standard that we have developed at the University of Lincoln. But also, as a university, we are top always in every category of ranking and performance. We have maintained a top 40 position for very long, years, within the UK, as based on Guardian University and also based on Times University ranking. So yes, the university is in a strategic position, located, like I said, within industrial hub of East Midland. Lincoln is also unique in the agricultural features that the city is known for. So as a result of that, University of Lincoln is also engaged in the agricultural sector, developing, for example, robots that are used in the agricultural sector within the UK and also worldwide. So there are also more things you would like to know about the university. So because when you know more about these features and the characteristics of the university, that might help to inform your decision about why you need to come to Lincoln. So again, diversity. So the university is highly diverse in terms of the population of the students, but also the staff. At the moment, we have more than 18,000 students from more than 120 countries. So you can see the diversity that we have at Lincoln. So that can provide you a homely atmosphere, and where you can have diverse communities to choose from, but also to interact with diverse communities that will help to shape your learning. Again, we have more than 300 plus undergraduate and postgraduate degree programs spanning across different sectors, different programs, and different schools. So most of these programs, if you want to take it up, can also offer you experiential learning through placement and professional practices opportunities that enable you to work with the industry while you're studying. So again, we have our programs, a partnership with international universities, international institutions, international industries that enable our students to choose to study abroad for a period of time, to offer themselves cultural learning, intercultural learning, but also we have industrial placements that you can have opportunity to work abroad while studying for your degree for a period of time. So when you talk about the university in itself, our programs are unique, and it also have gone a long way in terms of its performance and also in terms of its ranking. So we have various programs that are ranked in the top 25 in the UK. So if you look at out of the 121 institutions in the UK, so you will see. Sorry for the interrupt with the video. So most of our programs, like I said, are ranked within 25th, or less than 25th in among the institutions in the UK. For example, in chemistry, we are second in the UK. In hospitality, tourism, and leisure, we are fourth in the UK. And in the business management and marketing, we are 25 in the UK. So you can see the reasons why our programs and courses are very popular with students across UK and international. Okay, so I will take you again on another journey of what we do and the schools we have and colleges. So we have various schools and colleges within the universities that cater for different disciplines. So be it in the College of Arts, the College of Sciences, the College of Social Sciences, and then the business school that hosts a lot of undergraduate and postgraduate degrees. So from our portfolio of programs, so you have very distinctive but also very diverse portfolios that you can choose from if you're wishing to advance your learning with University of Lincoln. Again, I can also take you through the programs that we have at the Lincoln International Business School, which is attract most of our students from international. The business school is very popular across many countries in the world. We are very good at attracting diverse students as well, and we are very good at attracting large number of students that apply for our master's program, both in the management, accounting and finance, marketing, hospitality, and tourism. So we are continuously developing different programs within the business school. So if you're looking for business portfolio and program to pursue, I'm sure the business school, the Lincoln International Business School, will provide you that opportunity from a range of portfolios that we have and the ones that we are developing in future. So again, if you look at the opportunities that exist, as you know, beside the global job opportunities that you will have from studying in the UK and studying at Lincoln, we have also within our programs developed professional practice opportunities like work placement programs that enable you while you're studying that you can also engage in professional practice or have 1 year extra internship in addition to the 1 year that you spend on your program. So these programs, as I'm talking about, are designed to last about 2 years. So, but the opportunity that lies here, or the benefit, is that you only charge 1 year school or tuition fees. So that means that in the year that you're having the professional practice or industrial experience, you do not have to pay fees, which is a bonus. So you're having a degree, but also you're having an industrial experience. That of course you have to apply for those industrial placements or professional practice opportunities while you're studying. So, but the university has got the employability center and advice center that help to advise, but also support students in order to apply for the opportunities and the placement opportunities that we have across different industries, across different organizations. So in order to make that journey a very successful one for our students, both home students, but also international students. So if you're looking to have a degree that allows you or enable you to have work placement experience, then we have various programs that we can choose for. So those also programs allow you to apply and get a 2-year work visa to do this program, but only pay 1 year tuition fee. Okay, so, but what about other opportunities? So we have what we call the international pathway colleges. So these pathway colleges offer those who may have shortfall in entry requirements that would want first to do a pre-master's program. So this pre-master's program is designed for 12 weeks. So 12 weeks, that gives you about 3 months. So on completion of the pre-master's 3 months program, so you can now progress to our February intake. So simultaneously without having, so you have your CAS admission. So it will be stated that you are undertaking a pre-master's program for 12 weeks and a continuation of a master's program from February. So this will take place from February. We'll start admission for this program in September, or the intake will start in September, October 2022, and then they will progress through their master's program by February 2023. So this is an excellent opportunity for those who have like third class or want to change from possibly a discipline or program that otherwise you do not have or not related to the one you want to do at the moment. So this program enables you to prepare you and provide you the foundation if you have maybe a less entry requirement for most of our courses or programs. Okay, so again, we also, as I said earlier, our campus, is located in a strategic, city, beautiful city. The University of Lincoln, the city of Lincoln is known for, the beauty around it and, very distinctive features around the city. And then the university has come a long way to now add to this beauty that this city provide within Midland. So in terms of its location, so the strategic location, we have what we call our campus is located in the Bradford Pool campus, very unique center as well. So for the past years that the university has grown and developed, they have spent more than 375 million in developing a beauty campus, also in providing excellent facilities, as has been demonstrated within the Times Higher Education Student Experience Survey 2018. But also we have specialist facility that allow for different individual needs, but also collective learning environment that any university should provide. So when you look further into the city, in terms of how do you get to Lincoln City, so the location, if you travel by train, you can have a direct train that within 2 hours you are in London. And then we're also very closely located to East Midland. So whereby if you take a flight to East Midland and then within a 2 hours journey, you could be in London, or you could be at the city of Lincoln, from the East Midland Airport, so which is not far from Lincoln. So whichever way you want to travel, Lincoln offers you the opportunity to move in and out of the city without much challenges by transport system or by national rail or air transport system. Again, the city in itself is beautiful. We are known for the castle. Lincoln have got, a castle. We also cathedral, Lincoln City Cathedral. We are popular with those features. Very traditional city. So we attract a lot of people from both different parts of the UK and also international, including the EU, European Union, where people want to come to experience the distinctive and feature of the city of Lincoln, be it the castle or be it the Lincoln Cathedral. So I'm sure if you choose to come to study at Lincoln, you will enjoy the features and facilities that the university provide. Okay, so a quick roundup on, like I said, the city is very historical, very friendly city as well, by virtue of the 2016 ranking, and also by virtue of 2019 ranking as one of the top 5 happiest places to live. And the most distinctive attraction, like I said, is 2 hours from London. We are very close to big cities like Birmingham. We're also very close to other cities like Nottingham and Leicester, and also Manchester. These are nearby cities that you can also access from Lincoln. Okay, so I think I want to hand over to the moderators.
Much, Dr. Paul. That was a very, very informative session. So as I mentioned, please type your question at the Q&A session. So the next one will be a short break video. Then after that, we'll move on to the next presenter, who is Rita Orji. So the video basically will show you a bit about the university, some of our buildings, and after that, you get more information about the student union. So passing on to you, our technical team.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Rita. Please come up and tell us more about the opportunities at the Student Union. Thank you. So, viewers, while we wait for Rita to come up, so the next section basically will cover a major information about opportunities for students on campus. So, while we wait, I will just highlight more on what Rita will be talking about. We will be talking about student clubs, societies, and of course, we'll talk about a bit of events that happens on campus. So be prepared to put up your questions on opportunities at the Student Union. And also we'll talk about voluntary opportunities at the Student Union. Welcome, Rita, and then I'll pass it on to you.
Hi, thank you today for holding it down. Sorry, I had a bit of a technical mishap. Okay, so my name is Rita Ugi. I am a current student here at the University of Lincoln. I'm studying masters in marketing, and I'm also a member of the Student Union. I'm currently the social secretary of the International Students Association here at the University of Lincoln, and it has been an amazing and exciting opportunity to work in the student union and to support students as well. It's been great. To move further before we move on closely, it's thank you for joining us first of all, and with the intention of choosing Lincoln. Trust me, it's an amazing experience that you would not regret to make. The Student Union Association is a body of led by students ourselves who represent the well-being of students in the university. In terms of how we engage, we're so involved in activities that we do to engage students, especially students across the whole, whether international students or home students. We're here to support, we're here to assist, and here to also make your experience an amazing one when you come into the school. Because I mean, we know it's not always just academics every time. You have to better yourself in other areas of life. So the student union offers you opportunities where you can get experiences, where you can get activities to keep your stay and your journey in the school exciting. So the school, we're popularly known here, especially international students are popularly known for coming into the university in the School of Engineering, Business School, as well as Law and Agriculture and Food Technology departments. Our culture, as Dr. Paul mentioned earlier on, our campus is quite diverse. We have thousands of international students who come in regularly, and currently, late last year, we had over 226 African students alone who came into Lincoln as of the September October intake, and it has been an amazing journey so far because I've been able to meet and interact with some of these students. We also can you hear me as well? So moving on as well, the student union body is an independent body, as I mentioned earlier on. It is led by students, and we run it on behalf of the university. As we are more like, how will I put it? We are more like spokespeople, spokesstudents to the school. And what we do is we try to engage students in every way that we can. We have over 130 sports and club societies that you can join when you come in for whatever hobby or whatever sports or society that you like to join in. And there are over 1,000 sports societies that you can get in and get involved, network, meet people. We have opportunities like volunteering, where you can also volunteer to support and gain training. Currently, my role as an international student, as a social secretary in International Students Association, is a volunteering role. So what this means is I tend to help, and then I gain experience. So it improves your skill in speaking, it improves your skill in presenting, it improves your basically most of what you don't get in classroom, you get it from when you join these societies and clubs as well. And then we also have dedicated networks to support students we also have in terms of your well-being, we have well-being centers where you can easily drop in and just have a talk with somebody, whether how you're feeling. Because I understand that it can be very hard when you move from another continent to another one. It can be very hard. It can be very daunting as well. But the school offers you a support in terms of well-being, where you can unburden yourself back. And if you're feeling homesick, or however the case may be, we also provide international body system as well. Here, what we do is we tend to speak to incoming students as well. And even when you get in here, you would have like a body friend, someone you probably do not even know, but is a student here in Lincoln, and someone you can really just talk to. It's just saying that you're having a Facebook friend or you're having an Instagram friend, technically. Also, there is the International Students Association, which I'm a member of. And as an international student, when you're coming from Africa, you're automatically a member of International Students Association. So what this association does is to help you navigate with other international students, and as well help you blend in and mix with home students. And then we give you we provide events, we provide activities that you can get involved with that will not literally make you miss home that much. So we also usually have international parties. We have international events such as sip and paint and things like that. So these events, what we do, and then we have a town hall meeting where we come in and students of international backgrounds just come in and discuss the issues that they are facing, and then we find a way to support them through all of that. And then we also, under the student union, we have places that you can easily chill and have fun when you're tired from school or you've had a long week. There are places you can chill within the school, and then you can just hang out with friends. And it's not so expensive to also have to relax and have the good time within the student union venues. We have the venues like the Tower, we have venues like the Engine Shed, and we have venues like the Swan. An interesting thing is, if you like to do karaoke, the Swan is a place to really go to. I am also one of the patronizers of going to karaoke at the Swan. And also the student union as a body, we also provide rental services. So when you come in and you feel like wherever you're living is probably too far, you don't want to walk to school from there, you can easily rent the bike services that the student union offer at a very, very, very affordable price, which makes it easier for students to navigate around. You can also use it, and those bikes are quite how will I put it? They're tagged, so it's easy for you. It's safe. You can easily go around the town if you want to in terms of transportation. Then moving on, there we also have the career and employability service section. So what we do is in this part is we offer support in terms of your careers and your future plans after your degree, after your course, after your term in school. So before you move on to that part of life, the team, what they do is to provide you support in terms of how do you want to go, what do you want to do exactly, do you want to go to in the field where you study, or you rather want to go somewhere else. And then they provide assistance in your CV. They provide assistance with job opportunities. Currently now, there are lots of opportunities that the career and employability services have been able to provide to international students. So they put up different seminars, different talk shows for students to come through, and then they meet in person for advice in terms of how you create your CV and what job opportunities for you to apply for, how to go for an interview. For most of us here as internationals, so some of us might not even have work experience previously. So what the career and employability group does is they tend to give you tips and skills and training on how to prepare yourself into the UK market. As you can see on the slides here, I'm just for those of us who are Harry Potter fans. I know I'm a Harry Potter fan as well. The guy in the middle, that's Chris. He is an alumni of the school. He went to Lincoln here, and so far he has moved on to do amazing things in Hollywood as well. And then Amina Akure. Amina is the vice president in VP International, because she has been amazing. Currently now she has a role that she's doing in the UK, and she's also from Ghana. She has had an amazing journey. I was opportune to meet her and work with her, and she is just amazing. And what the on through the career and the employability support that they give, she's been able to transition into her current job role, which she does now in the UK. And there's also Jacob Diame. Jacob is the current racial and diversity officer. He is also a Ghanaian and someone I know personally as well. It's been amazing working with him. He has also transformed into doing so many things here in Lincoln as a Ghanaian student, or not just as a Ghanaian student, as an African student. And this month, the last one when we had the Black History Month, he has been able to put up events and things to just promote Black heritage here in Lincoln as well. So when you finally get into Lincoln, what happens next? For me, it was so weird at that point, if I have to put it that way, because when I came in when it was still a bit of a lockdown in the UK. But I was able to get the support from the student union, and I was able to blend my way and find my way easily. So you have the student union who support you in terms of how you navigate your classes, how you navigate your timetable, how you can connect with your lecturers. You don't necessarily have to. It's like your lecturers are almost like friends with you, and they support you in terms of even if you come in, you're financially going through some some stress. This student union support has a platform for you to reach out, and you'll be spoken to, and you'll be advised on how to go and manage your finances. So the very first time when you come into Lincoln, there's so many things that is happening. There's so many things you want to explore. So one of the things that is important for you as an incoming student, what you should know is when you come in, after you get in the college, you need to go and pick up your biometrics residential permit. That's your BRP. That with that permit, you're able to have access to applying for jobs here to work in the UK as well. And then there are, as I mentioned earlier on, there are job opportunities and volunteering opportunities that you can do here in Lincoln. You can do within the student union. So the student union employs a lot of students in terms of working in their event centers and working in the union itself. And then you also have opportunities as a school warden in terms of the accommodation. We have students who are actually leaders in the accommodations that that the university offers. So we also have places that you can check for jobs in terms of online. Indeed is also another platform where you can look for jobs when you come into Lincoln. And then when you come into Lincoln as well, on the high streets, there are lots of agencies that you can easily walk into, and then you can find out if there are any job opportunities there for you to explore. And it all means that when you come in, you have to just ask questions, and then we as students leaders and volunteer officers are here to advise you and signpost you to all those places to go. So also when you come in, the very first week when you come in, another important thing for you to do is to find and access a general practice. That's called a GP or a healthcare center. The school also has its own internal healthcare center that if you would want, you can also register with them, or wherever you live, depending on where you find your accommodation, if you're staying in school or outside school, there are hospitals, general practice that are around that you can easily register. It's advisable that you register when you come in as soon as you can. Also, another thing for you to do when you come in, as that is also important, is opening a bank account. And it's quite easy to open a bank account here. You can do it. There are different bank accounts you can open. You can do the easy one, the online one that is very quick if you need to make quick transactions. And one of them is called Monzo Bank. It's an online digital banking. Or you can, if you want to go through the local banks as in terms of Lloyd's or Barclays, whatever bank you choose, you would have to. It's easy. You will have to send an email to the school, and then they give you like a letter of certification. So when you get into the bank, you submit that, and then you can open your account within minutes. And then as well, when you come in, I know some of us were used to, for me now, I'm used to my African food that I eat a lot. So coming in here, it was so hard to just try to like blend in almost immediately. But there are lots of friendly grocery stores around that you can easily go to get food products. And we are happy as international students, we are happy as a union to support you and signpost you and show you those places where you can easily find your food stuff from your home country as well. There are also places that you can also easily shop. When some students come in, sometimes they make a mistake and then they don't know where to shop that is affordable for their price, for their spending. So what we do is we try to guide students to easy places, shops where they could go to, supermarkets where they can go to, that is student friendly in terms of how you shop, so that you can manage your finances. You don't want to come and going spending or buying things in an expensive place, and then you realize that, oh my god, I spent so much money buying this, while in another shop is quite cheap. So what we do is we also, as a student union body, we support you in terms of managing your finances and how you spend as well. And on a relaxing part as well, there are amazing places, as Mr. Paul had mentioned, Dr. Paul had mentioned earlier on. There are exciting places where you can visit within Lincoln here itself. The cathedral is one place you really do not want to miss when you come. You want to go there. You want to put that on your checklist when you come. The castle is an amazing place. There are parks. There are loads on loads on loads of events. There are nice bars. There are nice places that you can hang out with your friends and meet and connect with people. So Lincoln provides you with such environment, and Lincoln too is another environment that is quite calm and conducive. It's good for you to study in that place. And then this is like this slide is few pictures from one of our last parties that we had, and then some of our meetings with international students. So making a choice and putting Lincoln as the school that you want to come to is a great opportunity for you, because I am a beneficiary of all the many things that has happened here, and I've been able to enjoy the 5,000% and £5,000 discounts that the school offers. And it has been an amazing journey, just meeting people, just studying, just experiencing life and experiencing new culture. And I cannot wait for the future, and I cannot wait to see you guys here very soon at the University of Lincoln. Thank you very much. I'll pass it on to Yetunde.
Much, Rita. That was a very, very informative section. To our viewers out there, I hope you're having a nice and wonderful time during this presentation. So far, you've heard about the programs we have from Dr. Paul. You've also heard about the partnership relationship from Professor Ernest. And then you've heard about the student union and student opportunities and voluntary roles you can take part in. And the next section basically would cover the entry requirements. Now, I will still encourage you, if you have any question, please feel free to drop that at the Q&A section. And after the presentation, we'll take your question one by one and answer them in detail. So let's move on. You've heard basically about the business programs we have, both the ones with the professional practice pathway and the one without the placement pathway. So the most important information which you need to know are the entry requirements and, of course, the fees and discounts available to you. If you're looking to do a master's program, so our understanding is for every of our viewers here, you would have either be a graduate or probably you are in your final year looking to do a master's program with us or progressing with University of Lincoln from Regent, or if you've done any course associated with Regent University in Ghana. So for our postgraduate entry, we accept students with a 2.2 and above. So we have varieties of programs, which of course have been mentioned earlier in the presentation. And then we expect our students to have a CGPA of 2.5 and above. Then after that, we also encourage our students to pass their English language test, which we will talk about later on. And I will talk about the equivalent. Now, don't forget, also in University of Lincoln, we do accept students, of course, who have taught class. But the good thing is that if you have a 2.2 and above, you will be able to benefit from the scholarship, which is the partnership scholarship between Regent University and the University of Lincoln, which I will talk about later. And if you're here, probably you've done a master's with Regent University in Ghana, and then you want to progress to a research program. Yes, of course, we do have a series or a lot of opportunities for you to do your PhD program either in the business field or in the field of technology. Now, let's move on to the English language requirements. Now, the good thing about the University of Lincoln is that if you have A, B, or C in your WAEC, in your WASE, which is your West African Student Certificate exam, if you pass your English, you can use that as an equivalent of IELTS of 6.0. And that shows how flexible we are to accept a local senior secondary school certificate exam as a proof of English. In a situation, if the students have applied for any of our programs that requires IELTS of 6.5 or 7.0, we do also accept exams like IELTS or a Duolingo exam, having an equivalent of the IELTS score required. Now, let's move on to the next major information. Now, the questions that might come to your mind right now is, what are the documents you will be requiring? What do you actually need to progress? And also, are there other opportunities? Now, earlier in the presentation, Dr. Paul mentioned about a pre-master's opportunity as well. So what the University of Lincoln have also done to support you is, in a situation where we have students who finish with a third class or a pass, or maybe a national diploma through a partnership with Regent back in Ghana, yes, you can apply to our pre-master's program. And the pre-master's program we currently have at the University of Lincoln is a 12 weeks program, which of course give you the opportunity to have the pre-degree experience, and then you transit into the master's program. For our pre-master's program, you will be requiring a WASE, which is English, of course, A, B, or C, which is equivalent to the IELTS of 6.0. And of course, if you have a lower first degree, you will be accepted if you apply to the program. So currently we have open for business, engineering, and computer science. Now, let's move on to the document you will be requiring. As a student looking to do progression from Regent University, or if you've done any course associated with Regent University, you also need to start looking or planning your documents. And examples of documents which you need to start putting in place or which you need to prepare, for instance, are the international passport, of course, having your biodata page. You would also require your updated CV. Now, the question is, why would you need a CV to apply? Reason because the CV is an opportunity for you to express yourself and talk more about your personal experience, both academic experience and work experience. And also, whoever would review your application would definitely have an idea that you have the outstanding experience to apply for the program. Also, you will be needing your WAEC, or if you have a national examination certificate written in your own country. Yes, we do accept that, especially if you have A, B, C in your English language. Of course, you need to also prepare your degree certificate from Regent University. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are definitely aware that Regent also have other partnerships in Ghana, and you might end up having a certificate with the partnering organization. So what we advise you to do is make sure you get your complete degree certificate, and then submit that for your online application. As well, you will be needing your official transcript, which is a transcript that shows a complete modules of all the program you've done either in Regent University or their partnering institution locally. Another very much important document which you need to provide or have in mind is the references. So normally when you're submitting an online application, would you require 2 references at most, or at least one reference, which could be 1 academic reference or 1 work reference. And these are references to show that you have experience in the field that could relate to the current program you are looking to study at the University of Lincoln. So let's move on to the next stage. Tuition fees, scholarships. What do you need to know? What are the opportunities for you, and how are the payment plans like? It's very much understandable that in Ghana, we have a lot of students who are highly interested to progress, to study abroad. And it's highly important for you to know the payment plans. The good thing is, I mentioned earlier, we have a £5,000 discount for any Regent students or any student who apply through Regent to University of Lincoln for a progression master's course. Now, our fees varies from 14,600, of course, down to 16,500 pounds. Now, it depends on the program you're looking to study, be it a business course, a management program, economics, governance, or engineering, or anyone, or arts, name it. So focusing on the pre-masters, if you're looking to do a pre-masters course, of course, you'll be looking to pay a sum of 7,500 pounds. And if you're looking to do a master's program, you will be looking to have a roughly fees of around 14,900 to 16,500 pounds. Now, what are the stages of payment? Earlier enough, I mentioned that Regent University students, alumni, would have a 5,000 pounds discount. Let's say, for instance, if you have studied a course like business in your undergrad in Regent University, and then you're looking to progress in Lincoln for a postgraduate master's course, and you apply for an MSc management course with 1 year professional practice. In that case, the student will be looking to pay around 16,500. Now, if you have a 2-2, which is second class lower or upper, or a first class, you will be having 5,000 pounds discount because you're coming directly from Regent University, regardless of the time you put in your application. Now, for that same student who is looking to do MSc management with 1 year placement, it means the students will have their fees reduced to 11,500 pounds to pay for the 2-year course program. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. I'll tell you how. So for Lincoln, we have 3 major stages of payment. So when the students have 11,500 to pay with the Regent's discounts removed, the student will be asked to pay 3,000 pounds for deposit. And the deposit payment is basically what the student will be requiring to get a CAS, which is an official letter which will be given to you, having the basic information for you to apply for your visa to study with us, be it October intake or February intake with the University of Lincoln. After that, the student is expected to pay up to 50% of their fees. I'll create a scenario. So for the students who have the fees reduced to 11,500 pounds, after a 3,000 pounds is being deducted from the student account, at least the student is rest assured that they are left with a sum of money. If you divide 11,500 into 2, you should be having a sum of 5,000 pounds, 750. In that case, the student pays 3,000 pounds. The student is left with 2,750 pounds to pay on or before enrollment, and the remaining 5,750 will be spread across 9 months. So that's a kind of flexible mode of payment we have for students. And also be rest assured that when you're applying for your visa, because of the current relationship we have with Regent University, we will be working with our registered agents within the university to support you with visa application, of course, free of charge. So let's move on to the next stage. International scholarship. What are the scholarships you can access? Now, the good thing is we have various scholarships that students can access. First of all, we have the 2000 Global Postgraduate Scholarship, which is, of course, accessible to any of our master's students coming to study with us in Lincoln. But one thing amazing is that if you're coming from Regent as an alumni or someone who have done a pathway program with Regent University, you will be getting the 5,000 pounds discount off your fees. And again, apart from the 5,000 pounds, if you want to go for an higher scholarship, you can access the 50% scholarship, which is called the Lincoln Global Leader Scholarship. Now, the question is, how do you access the scholarship? If you apply to Lincoln directly and you have a 2-2 and above, because you're from Regent, an automatic 5,000 pounds will always reflect on your offer. And if you decide to go for an higher scholarship, you then need to apply for the 50% scholarship. How do you apply? Is quite easy. The first step basically is for you to, first of all, submit a program application. Apply for the course you want to apply for, your course of interest. Ensure you provide all your documents, and then ensure you have an unconditional offer. After you have the unconditional offer, you can then progress to the university website at www.lincoln.ac.uk and type in scholarship on the search button, which gives you a scholarship and bursary web page. Then you go down to the Global Leader Scholarship and apply online. So what do you need to prepare? You need to also prepare a 500 words essay for the 50% scholarship, where you will be able to express yourself, talk about your experience, talk about any voluntary role you've done in the past, both in Ghana or anywhere in the world, and also talk about why you feel you should be awarded the 50% scholarship. Then if you've written well, that will be sent across to the board, who will then sit and select students to be given the scholarship. And also, do not forget, as a Ghanaian student or as a Ghanaian, you can also access the Get Fund Scholarship or the GSS Scholarship, always available to you locally. Now, please do bear in mind that our scholarship have a deadline, especially the 50% scholarship. But as I mentioned, if you're applying from Regent, your £5,000 is a guaranteed if you have a 2-2 and above. So I do encourage you, if you're looking to do a master's course and you haven't applied, and you're looking to join us in October, please put in your application on time. Reason because application will be closing by 1st of June. So the earlier you apply, the earlier you get your scholarship, the earlier you are prepared to study in October. And of course, do bear in mind that the University of Lincoln have two main entry. We have what we call the September-October entry, and we also have the January-February entry. So for each of the entry, we have scholarships available for our Regent student coming from our Regent partners. So for deadline for 50% scholarship, we have three main deadlines for October intake. We have the 11th of March. We also have the 10th of June. And of course, we have the 5th of August. So once you have your unconditional offer, we encourage you to go online and fill in your online application form. We also have two deadlines for our February intake, which is February 2023. The deadlines are 7th of October 2022 and of course 11th of November 2022. So isn't that amazing? Those are the examples of scholarships we have available to you as a Ghanaian to study at the University of Lincoln. The next information which I'll be sharing with you is accommodation. Now, questions might come from you. After I get my offer, after I apply for my visa, I come into the UK. How is the accommodation like? How cheap is the accommodation like? How affordable is it like? I know Rita already mentioned about the student opportunities. And obviously, probably if you have questions, she'll be able to share her experience getting accommodation in Lincoln, probably after the presentation. So we have various accommodation opportunities here. For instance, for our February intake, we were able to give 50% bursary to students who want to stay at the university managed accommodation. We also have 25% accommodation bursary, which was shared across to our offer holders. So what I do encourage students to do is when you apply, endeavor and ensure you check your emails, because sometimes we do have accommodation bursaries and scholarship we could send across to you, and you will have the opportunity to apply to them to have a massive discount. Now, we have accommodation that give you the home away from home experience, of course, with 4,100 rooms at 7 halls of residence. We have the Lincoln Court, of course, having 941 ensuite and 96 non-ensuite, with all bills inclusive. We also have the St. Mark's Student Village, of course, with 1,222 ensuite rooms, with all bills inclusive, which includes water, internet, and electricity. We also have the Gateway accommodation, of course, with 519 ensuite rooms, which is just 1 minute walk from the university. We also have the Signet Wharf building, of course, which have 442 ensuite rooms, which of course is located not too far from the university. We have the accommodation at the 179 I Street with 282 ensuite rooms. We have the Valentine Court. We have the Viking House with 272 ensuite rooms. So as you can see, this accommodation varies from 103 down to 178 pounds. But don't forget, students are also allowed to stay in private managed accommodation. In as much as our university managed accommodation ranges from 100 to 173, 178 per week, we also have affordable private lettings that you can see all around Lincoln. So for instance, we have some students who have been able to get accommodation of £250, £300, £350, £400, £450 bills inclusive, depending on the distance to the university, and of course, being let out by private landlords. I do also strongly encourage you, if you have any question, feel free to drop it on the chat. I'm almost coming to the end of my presentation. After this, we'll move on to the Q&A session. So on my current slides, you are seeing a bit of a cartoon representation of the proximity of the university to other basic amenities. So you will be seeing a campus building right in the middle, very close to the swan. That the swan is like a bird-like structure on my screen. And around the campus, you can see places like the audience cinema, not far from the university. We also have the train station, which are approximately 6 to 7 minutes walk to the university. We also have the bus station, which is approximately 7-8 minutes walk to the university campus. Also on the screen, you would be seeing the cathedral, which is up north of the screen. And also up north, you'll be seeing the castle, and also some restaurants and some shopping outlets, which are represented in a cartoon format here, just to make it engaging for you. So as you can see on the screen, basic amenities are very close all around the Brayford Pool campus. So now, I mentioned earlier about private rented accommodation. These are the things you can access. So for you to get private letting accommodation, we have a dedicated team, accommodation team, that could signpost you via sending links to you. And also we have a dedicated page on the student union website, where you can have access to private rented accommodation, affordable ones accessible to you. So we look forward to receiving your application. And of course, when you come in, we'll be able to help you cross the bridge of getting an accommodation. Next is a very good case study, which I've shared with you, which is one of our alumni, Ahmed Buba, who studied here with us in architecture. So just an opportunity for us to share his case study and his experience doing a professional practice course in Lincoln. So I'm just going to read that out quickly, and I hope you'll be able to gain from his quotes. He said most of his research and his projects were kind of developed and improved because he had experience working with communities. And it says that he is now happily putting them into practice. Buba went on to say, my fondest memory of Lincoln is my first time seeing the School of Architecture building. Architects always have a building they fall in love with. Mine, for sure, is the School of Architecture building at the University of Lincoln. I am still connected to it till date. So that's the quote from, that's a word, a testimonial from Buba. Buba in 2020 was featured in Al Jazeera for providing a basic amenities for students or people who were affected in his home country. So that's an example. Maybe one day we could be sharing your own experience as well as a Ghanaian student. Now, the last slide basically is to talk about some great and amazing people who have actually come from Lincoln. And I'm very sure if I ask the question, who know Isaac Newton? Many of you will know Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton was a very, very popular, of course, scientist in the world today. I'm proud to tell you that he has come from Lincolnshire. We also have Alfred Tennyson, we have George Bull, we have Sarah Swift, and of course, Margaret Thatcher, who was the first female minister, prime minister in the UK, has come from Lincolnshire. Now we've come to the end of the presentation for today. We will be moving to the Q&A session, and of course, we'll be inviting every of our presenters who are currently on the webinar today to switch on their videos. And on my screen, I have contact details of some of our departments, which can be useful for you. So for instance, we have the contact details for the international inquiry team. We have details, my contact details is on the screen. We also have contact details for Dr. Paul, and we have that for the student union. And of course, we have from Benjamin Labby, We have the international admissions, should in case you would like to follow up your admissions. We also have the contact details for the English Language Center. If you're not too sure if your WIAC will fly, or you need to write an IELTS, or you need to register for the free password test, which we organize for our students, feel free to get in touch with the English Language Center. We also have the accommodation service team, which you're currently seeing on the screen, an international advice team to advise you on what you need to prepare down for your visa. So for contact, my email is yogedengbe@lincoln.ac.uk, and you can reach me on WhatsApp on +447500977150. So I'll move to the Q&A section. I will invite every of our presenter to also come on board. Currently, we have several questions posted here. So I would read them one after the other and then direct the questions to whatever relates to any of our presenter. So the first question here is, what is Lincoln famous for? Okay, we have a student who have asked for a famous program. So I would answer that, or maybe probably I'll then pass it on to Rita to talk about experience later on. So for the student who is asking for the famous program in Lincoln, we have some of our programs we were actually talked about by Dr. Paul on the screen. So we have the business course, which is very, very famous. We have, for instance, the MSc management course with project management, which have the 1-year placement. We have the engineering management program, which have an element of both business and engineering modules with 8-month placement. We also have courses like our MSc digital marketing with 1-year placement. We have the MSc marketing program, which is very popular among African students. We have our cloud computing program as well, very popular among African students. And of course, we have our MSc Agri-Food Technology course, which is very popular in Ghana. We have a lot of Ghanaian students, applying for the program and coming to study the program with us at the University of Lincoln. So I might just want to pass it on to Rita to talk about your specific program, because you have, experience being a student. What can you say just a bit about the program you study? How well have you enjoyed it?
Thank you, Yetunde. Thank you for that. I'm doing MSc marketing, so, and that is one of the departments in which Lincoln is also known for, and in where they deliver excellently well. And being a master student in marketing is amazing because we have practical examples. I remember one of the time when I did one of the courses when I came in, we had to create and do a marketing communication for a business of our choice. So it was so practical and it was so real for me. And I chose Spotify as my product, and it was amazing. So you get to have practical situations like that. Even if you have any business idea. And another one I did was digital marketing. Digital marketing, what we had to do, we had to create a website. We had to manage the website. So those are practical things that you do in your course that enhances your knowledge and directs you to your field where you want to go afterwards. So when you have practical knowledge like that in classroom and outside of classroom, it builds your ability as a student, not just not just any student, as a master's degree student, because where you're going into, you're giving real life chances. And then as another opportunity that you can also get is within your seminar group. When you're studying as well, you have seminar groups. So what the seminar group does for you is, these are just where you can relax and then talk to your classmates and your lecturer as well. So it's like a discussion session where whatever you study during the week, you go through that in your seminar session. So that is like more of breaking down what you've studied. So it gives you opportunities to really learn well. And then you have access to materials. You have access to accessing your library session. You can go to the library and borrow books, get journals. So it is amazing. You literally have everything that you need to help you, to assist you while you're studying. And the Lincoln Business School, it is very popular, as they say, and it helps you in every way. You get to meet different people in other fields as well. Then you can imagine me working with someone that is also doing tourism as well. So you find that there's a mixed match. So it's not just learning at that point. So it's learning and connecting with other people that are doing degrees that are similar to yours that you can interchange with. So if I am at the end of the day, I'm done with studying marketing, I am moving to my professional career, I would also have to interface with different people within the company. So my course currently also gives me the allowance to meet students that are studying finance, they are studying marketing, management, they are studying human resources. So there's a connection between all of us as we study as students here at the university. So that's one of my experience, and so far it's been really good. I'm not gonna lie, it's been really
Absolutely.
amazing. The
Absolutely.
environment is also good enough for you when you're stuck, you're different. You're having issues in terms of maybe there are too many things going on with you while you're studying. You can easily reach out to your program leader and tell them you're going through this, and they will signpost you and help you. That if schoolwork is too much of a tension for you, they will help you, reduce that burden. So that's one thing I like about studying here in Lincoln.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience, Rita. That was really, really very, very, and very, very informative. So I'll just move on to the next question because of time. The next question basically it's about the voluntary roles and part-time jobs. So I very much understand. I would take this for now, but maybe later if Rita want to talk about it, I'm happy to welcome something from you. Um, for part-time jobs, as a student, as an international student, you allow a limit of 20 hours a week. So when you apply for your visa, the understanding is you're coming to study. Now, as a student, you are allowed 20 hours a week to gain your work experience. But one thing we do also encourage students is while you're working 20 hours a week, you need to be conscious of your study as well because you have to attend your classes. You also need to mark attendance because it's quite important to mark your attendance. But you are allowed to work 20 hours a week. Now, example is we have students who have been able to work in places like do support work. Some of them work in food manufacturing organization. Some of them work in mail companies. Some of them work in grocery stores, maybe places like Asda, Lidl, where they sell basic amenities. Some of them volunteer at the charity shops as well. We all understand that international students, apart from coming to study in the UK, your major priority as well is also to get the work experience that could boost your CV or that could help you gain that, you know, experience that would give you maybe a promotion in your place of work or something. So yes, you are allowed to work 20 hours a week. And also, if you're coming with dependents, for instance, students who are married, it's encouraging if you can't leave your kids and your spouse in your home country, they can always come as a dependent on you. And of course, your dependent is allowed to work. But you as a student, you are only limited to 20 hours a week. So the guidelines, the UKVI guidelines must be strictly followed. Then, as a student, after your studies, you can then apply for the 2 years graduate visa. The good news is that the UK government have returned the 2 years graduate visa that now replace the 2 years post-study work visa. So that allows students to work full time and gain more work experience in the UK. But also bear in mind, as a student, while you're studying, 20 hours is available to you to work a week. So now, Rita, maybe you want to mention examples of part-time jobs you think students can access. I mean, as a student, you would know of people who have applied for part-time 20 hours job. Example of them around Lincoln. And how
Yes.
difficult is it? Is it difficult to get? Is it something? What do they need to prepare?
It's not so. It's actually not difficult to get as I said earlier on, because there are so many avenues where you can apply to. Generally, we all know how it is when you're trying to get a job. You just don't apply to one place. So you can apply to several places, and then you can easily get a callback. So if another thing is you can apply on their jobs that you can do within the student union itself. You can work as a waiter, you can work as a bartender, you can work as the kitchen staff. So there are so many things that you can do, and that you might see it as something like, oh my god, I can't do that. Trust me, when you work in places like the student union, it helps you to meet other students. We all know what networking is for us today in our society as young people. So networking it will play a long way for you to go in networking and meeting other students and putting your ears to the ground as well. So you can work, and the student union has like over we have over 4 venues right now. There's the Badge, the Swan, Engine Shed, the Towers. So these are places that you can easily work as staffs within that place. And then also another job that you can do outside that as well is you can, as Yetunde mentioned earlier, you can do support work, you can do care work. I also, when I came in, I did support work as well when I came in, and I went. So there are agencies on High Street that you can easily walk into, and you tell them, oh, and then they'll ask you what are you looking for exactly, and then when they'll some of them they'll tell you the opportunities that they have at that time, and if you're interested, then you're fine to take up the role. So you also just prepare your CV, not because they do understand that you might probably not have, you might be your first work experience here in the UK, so you do something like that. I've also had the opportunity to work at in a supermarket. So I worked at Waitrose too when I came as well. So, and it was through the agency that I got the job. So what they do is they time your, as a student, they know that you're a student, so they time your work hours that you're being given, or the shifts that you're giving. So you're giving shifts every week. So they time the hours that you work, because you know that you're not supposed to go against your visa rules, because that is detrimental to you in your post studying um uh stay after, because if you violate that, that's a problem. So another thing you can do as well is, even if you at all you also want to work, doing volunteering role is also advisable as well, because you don't get paid for that. But doing a volunteering role, you can gain how to manage things, or how to organize. So there are also places you can volunteer. For instance, I am also volunteering in International Students Association. I don't get paid for it, but what it has done for me, it has helped me in presenting, it has helped me with arranging, booking events. There are other skills you develop while you're volunteering. So there are places like there's the British House Foundation that you can. They're also very big in welcoming students to volunteering as well. So you can just say maybe one day in your week you volunteer. So it's not on your hours. I believe so. Yes, it's not on your hours, because you do that. You walk through that experience, and you can put that in your CV, and that helps you to grow while you're when you are now done with studying, because because they see that you have done some work in volunteering. Volunteering is a good thing to do when you come here to the UK. They really, really, really hold on to that as well. That's one thing I would advise you, that in as much as you're trying to get a job, that try and get a volunteering job that would boost you up. And then also you can work in, like I said, you can. There are so many bars and restaurants that you can work on the high on. You can easily apply to work on the high streets. And then there are the care work that you can do. Stay in care. You can go to some people's house and help and work. And then you can also even do jobs. There are jobs like walking a dog. There are jobs like babysitting. So all those things, those little things are jobs that you can easily do as a student who's as a part-time job for you here, and you get to learn, you get to improve yourself, you get to improve your skills. So, and that's majorly it. So like I said, with my experience, that's mostly what I've been able to do since I got here.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing your experience. So, as Rita has mentioned, as a student coming to study in the UK, if you're on your student visa, you would be given 20 hours to work a week, restricted. But once you finish your studies and you move to the 2 years graduate visa, you'll be allowed to work any hours as you like once you get your graduate visa. She also talked about voluntary roles. Please watch out for that. We have a lot of them in the student union. So I'll just move on to the next question. The next question is actually directed to a bit of me and a bit from Regent. So a question is, can I complete the entire course in Ghana from Regent University based on your partnership?
Okay.
Yeah. Professor
Okay.
Ernest, maybe you want to say something, then I would top up on it.
Okay. Thank you very much. For this program, no, you can't complete the entire program in Ghana. That's why I said we've had some studies here. We are giving you another opportunity to also have some studies outside your home country, which is Ghana, or in Africa. So you can't. Okay.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Professor Ernest. That was very, very informative. So as he has said, you can't complete the program. It's a progression master's course. So what I would advise the student is continue to check up with Regent. With time, of course, partnership will always expand. But currently, we would expect you to have completed your undergraduate study with Regent University. When you finish with Regent, with your undergrad, then you can transit into a master's course at the University of Lincoln, and then you get the £5,000. So if you're here listening to us, you are in your final year, ensure you complete your undergraduate study with Regent University before moving to do a master's. If you're here, you're in your third year, second year, still ensure you complete your undergraduate study because you need the undergraduate degree to proceed with Lincoln. So please take note of what Professor Ernest have mentioned. I'll just move on to the next question. The question is, how much does it cost to do a master's program? So yes, it's quite easy. Once you finish your master's course, now, it depends on the program you're coming to study. Earlier in the presentation, I made an example of a student coming to do MSc management with professional practice. Now, some program will cost you 14,900 to 16,000 pounds a year. But because you are from Regent and you have 2 and above, we give you 5,000 pounds off that fees, which is a very good deal. So if you're here, for instance, you're doing maybe MA education and your fees is 14,900 pounds, it means you'll be having 5,000 pounds off 14,900 pounds, which will reduce your fees to about 9,000 plus pounds a year. If you're doing a program like MSc Digital Marketing, for instance, let's say you've done something like business and media or something in Regent University, and then you want to go for MSc Digital Marketing with 1 year placement. The good news is that for the 1 year placement, for that year you'll be doing placement, is free of charge for you. You only pay for 1 year and you take 5,000 pounds off your fees if you have second class lower and above. One other good news, because you're coming from Regent University, when you get to your visa stage, we will connect you with agents that can help you with your visa application free of charge. So those are the benefits you'll be getting because you're coming through Regent University. So please take note of that. I'll just move on to the next question. Please, when admission is granted by Lincoln University, what are the requirements needed for visa application? Also accommodation, learning tools, and visa granting. So as I mentioned earlier, we would have agents to help you out. So you don't need to worry much. All we just need to guide you through is to get your unconditional offer. When it gets to your CAS request, we would organize an agent who is registered with the university, who have contract with us, and then they will monitor your progress throughout your visa application. Of course, if you're applying for visa, you need to put things in order. Things like having your unconditional offer, paying your 3,000 pounds out of your discounted fees to get your CAS. And once you get that, you also need to have your living expenses and the rest of your fees in your account. Now, remember, once you get your CAS, that CAS is what you'll be needing for visa application with UKVI. So UKVI controls every portfolio, everything other university do. So you need to have a certain amount in your account. So what do you need to have? Now, normally, if you look at the UK government website, you need up to 9,000 plus pounds. I would say approximately just prepare 10,000 pounds as a living expenses. That covers your accommodation, that covers your feeding in your account. And as well, the remaining of your fees needs to be in your account. Altogether is what you'll be needing for your visa application. But you don't need to worry much. Reason why I say you don't need to worry much is we would have dedicated agents who will look through all your documents, ensure your bank statements are all good to go, and your money needs to be in your account for up to not less than 28 days. So 28 days and above. We do encourage them having that money at least for approximately 1 month. Of course, you need to do your tuberculosis test, which is very mandatory, and it expires within 6 months. But please be rest assured that once you get to your CAS request stage, at the University of Lincoln, we will signpost you to agents that will help you free of charge to oversee your visa application till you get that visa, and then ensure you have all your documents prepared. Without a scholarship and discount in any form, how much will a postgraduate third program in forensic psychology cost? So, as I mentioned earlier, our fees ranges and it differs per program. Some program 14,900, some program 15,900, some £16,900. So I would encourage us to then please check our website at www.lincoln.ac.uk. We have over 300 programs. So a lot of them have different fees. And be rest assured, if you have 2 and above, you would have a discount of £5,000 because you're coming from Regent University. So let's move on. Another question I have here, I think it's the student have asked, their final year from Regent University, how soon can they get their transcripts? In a situation, if they've not gotten their transcripts, can they get an official letter from Regent to show they have successfully finished their studies? So I would maybe transfer that to Professor Ernest, if you don't mind.
Okay, thank you very much. Once you are from Regent University, immediately you finish your studies. Per our policy, within a month, 3 weeks to a month, the results should be in. So you get your transcript, up-to-date transcript. And because it's between the two institutions, you send your transcript directly, officially to Lincoln University in that case. So immediately your last semester, just give it a month, you get your transcript directly sent to the university for you to continue from there.
Thank you very much, Professor Ernest. That's well detailed and very informative. So as you heard, it doesn't take time to get your documents. And of course, Regents will be there to support you to ensure you have your full documents all prepared to come to do a master's degree at University of Lincoln. So the next question goes, does Lincoln have distant learning program? So I'll just take that. Yes, we do, but we are currently and strongly encouraging you to do a full-time program on campus. This is the reason why. Earlier, Rita talked about our experience as a student. He also mentioned some case study. She mentioned Amina, who used to be the vice president for 2 years. She mentioned Jacob, who is also an alumni from Regent University, who have been here, who have also done voluntary roles as well on campus. So this is what I'm saying. When you come to the UK, for instance, to study, you have opportunity of having the international experience. Not just that, an international experience you could have and take back home to Ghana to impact into lives. Not just that, you also have the UK work experience because as a student, you have 20 hours to work a week. And after that, you have the 2 years graduate visa. Those are the experience you can have if you're on a distance learning course. Now, in the future, doesn't mean there won't be any partnership. So as I mentioned, watch out for the space. A partnership with Regent will continue to grow. And as much as we have more partnership, we would always promote that to the public. So please watch out for that. I'll just move on to the next question. My question is, hard universities abroad need English proficiency, so TOEFL IELTS. So yes, talking about the English proficiency. Now, most of our programs in Lincoln requires IELTS of 6.0. Only few of them will require you to provide 6.5 or 7.0. If you're looking to do like pre-registration nursing or MSc social work, of course, you will need IELTS or you need to write Duolingo because it requires an IELTS of 7.0. But if you're looking to do program like management, marketing, digital marketing, international tourism, international or event management, fashion management, it requires an IELTS of 6.0. And if you have A, B, C5 or C6 in your English in WAEC, that can be used as a waiver for your IELTS 6.0. So always note that. Or probably if you've written your senior secondary school exam in any African country or any country, just you can use that as your proof of English. So I'll move on to the next question. Talk more about computing and engineering course. So for Lincoln, we do have engineering program, and we are strongly aware. We are aware that in Regent University, it's a mixture of both business and engineering courses. Yes, we do have engineering program. If you have business program, for instance, an engineering program in Regent University, you can apply for our MSc Engineering Management to have both a combination of engineering and business courses. So yes, you can apply. We have cloud computing as well. Don't forget, engineering management has 8-month placement. We have cloud computing. We also have mechanical engineering. We have that as well. We have our mechatronics as well. So please, we have our robotics, MSc Robotics and Autonomous System. So if you want to get more information about our programs, please log on to www.lincoln.ac.uk. Go on to the program list. You see all our programs available. And of course, if you're a third class student and the course you're looking to do is not accepting third class, or if you finish with a national diploma or just a certificate, you can look into doing our pre-masters program, the 12-week pre-masters program, and then you transit into a master's course in either business, engineering, or computer science. So the next question is about English proficiency, which we've talked about. I'll move on to the next one. Do I still get 5,000 discount if I want to get fund? Yes, of course. For instance, now, because you're coming from Regent University, you're an alumni of Regent. If you then end up applying for Get Fund Scholarship or Ghana Scholarship Secretariat scholarship or funding, we will still give you the £5,000 off because you are coming from Regent. Don't forget, Professor Ernest talked about the partnership we have with Regent University. It's a very strong link we just started, and of course, we're hoping to have a more stronger bond. So if you, as long as you're applying via Regent, or you've done any partnership courses locally with Regent University, you are guaranteed the £5,000 scholarship if you have second class lower, second class upper, or first class. So move on to the next question. Can we school and work at the same time? I think Rita has mentioned that before. Rita, do you want to answer that? Can we school and work at the same time?
Yes, you can go, you can do the school and work at the same time, because why, as we mentioned earlier on, you have the access to working 20 hours a week. So your timetable, you're not going to have classes all through the whole period, because timetable I won't set in a way that it's not too much pressure on you as a student. So it's now for you to manage your time and find the times where you are not in school and then you have to work, because you do not want to work while you're supposed to be in school term, because that affects your attendance, that affects your accreditation at the end of the day as a student. Because once you have an issue with your attendance, you will get a warning. You would literally get an email by the school authority saying that, why are you not in school? Because technically you are supposed to be here studying. So you want to put study first and then work at the same time. So for some people, for me, sometimes what I do, I can give you my own experience of what I do. What I do is I try to look for shifts that are in the night. So in during the day I'm in school, I'm doing my schoolwork. So at night I get night shift, so it's easier for me. I'm also like a night person as well, so it's easier for me that way. I can balance school and work at the same time. I'm not trying to get shift during the time I'm supposed to be in class. So being there, and then also when you're in class, it gives you more experience to hear more things. In as much as there are recordings for you to listen to of your lectures, there are also that's not almost everything. For instance, like a seminar, it's not all seminars that are recorded. It's just the class, and the seminar gives you a bigger avenue to really understand what you studied for the whole week. So you don't want to miss seminars, because seminars is where you have group discussions, you pick points from there. But you have to balance your time. You don't want to be caught working when you're supposed to be in class. So if at all, maybe like during the week, the whole week, you have classes Mondays to Wednesday or whatever the case is, then you can say, okay, on Friday I'm going to pick a shift. But remember that you are not to work more than 20 hours a week, and that way you are staying in the right lane and you don't affect your post study chances of being here as well.
Thank you very much. That was a very, very detailed one. Thank you so much. So I'll just move on to the next question because of time, because we're running seriously over time, run out of time. The next question is the difference between part-time and full-time. I'll just take that. The difference is part-time, you study part-time, but don't forget, post-study work visa, 20 hours opportunity to work a week is only for full-time students. Now, what I would advise that student, try as much as possible to go to gov.uk, go and read more about the UK government policy on studies. Now, benefits are more in a full-time study than a part-time studies. Reason because as a full-time, you can bring a dependent if you're married. Part-time, You hardly will be allowed to bring a dependent. You need to go check those rules. So if you are looking to study abroad and you're looking for more opportunity, it's always advisable to go for a full-time course. Now, why do you have to go for a full-time course? You have the full opportunity and full access to your staff face to face. Not just that you're always on campus, not just that you are given that opportunity to manage your time, because you are given 20 hours to work a week and of course studying full time. Now, the fact that you are called a full-time student doesn't mean you would be in class 12 hours in a day. No. Sometimes you can have one lectures a day, you can have two lectures the next day, and don't even have the next following day. Sometimes you have students who have lectures 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 2 times a week, and they are full-time students. So it depends on the program you're coming to study. Sometimes you might just have few classes and more of assignments or in-class essays, or probably you might have conference, what do you call it, seminars to prepare and to present. So that's how is done. So if you want more opportunity and you want to enjoy studying in the UK, it's always advisable for you to go for the full time so that you can, if you have a dependent, you can bring your wife and your kids. If you have a dependent, yes, you are allowed to do that as a student. And of course, your dependent can apply for a dependent visa on you. While you study, your husband can be around to take care of your kids at home. And also, your husband, when you are around, your husband can go for work or your wife can go for work. Dependents are allowed to work, except children who are below 18. So that is it. For part-time, there's a lot of restriction. Reason because we knowing that international student will come as a part-time, you might not end up studying. So more opportunities are in the full-time study than the part-time. I'll just move on because of time. You talked about accommodation. Yes, we have lots of accommodation. In my early presentation, I mentioned we have over 4,100 rooms, some ensuite in our university managed accommodation. Also, we have private lettings all across Lincoln or outside Lincoln, depending on where you choose to live. We have some students who are able to get accommodation of 250, 300, 350, 400 pounds, 390, depending on the location, depending on the sharing of amenities. So you might get a room that is 250 sharing of amenities. If you want to get a 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom, you can get 550 pounds without bills, 500 without bills, 450 without bills, 1 bedroom flat. But if you want shared amenities, I do encourage, if you're single, you're coming, it's advisable for you to go for a shared amenity so that you can meet people from other background and learn from them, learn and then meet friends easily. So I'll move to the next question. As a final year student of Regent, hoping to graduate by the close of this academic year, what are my chances of gaining admission since my certificate might delay ahead of January, February? So, Professor Ernest, you might want to talk a little bit about the documents, because a student here will be graduating, is looking to apply. So he's still asking the question, how sooner can they get their document, their certificate? So if they don't get certificate, is there any letter that can be given to the student to show the completion of studies?
Yes, when a student finish, we have graduation around December every year. But prior to that, we can give certificate, we can give attestation letter indicating that the student have completed a study and expected date for the certificate. Certificates general by December and then or early January is in. So attestation letter can do before the certificate comes.
All right. Thank you
Thank you.
very, very much, Professor Ernest. As you've heard, yes, they do give, Regent do give attestation as well. So you will be supported. Now, another thing to also note, yes, you can apply. The good thing is, if you apply for an intake, if you can't meet up to that intake, you can always defer your studies. For that student, if you're in your final year, knowing well that you won't get your certificate prior to October, what you need to do is, when you get the offer for October, you can move it to February intake if it's available. If not February, you can move it to the next October intake. So you are allowed to move your admission to the next intake. So there's a flexibility for that to move your offer to the next intake. So please get in touch if you need any support. Of course, I said you can email the international inquiry team. You can email international@lincoln.ac.uk for more information. you can also get in touch with me. So the contact details is on the screen as well. So I'll just move on. We're coming to the end of. There are more questions popping in. I might need to round up in the next 5 minutes. So any other question can come via emails. The next question is, what about transfer program? So I mentioned currently we don't have transfer program. The partnership we have with Regent University is you must complete your undergraduate study with Regent. Once you complete, then you transfer to do a master's program. Now, watch the space. As the relationship begins to progress, Regent and University of Lincoln will begin to explore other opportunities for Ghanaian students. So once we have anything prepared, we could always share that to members of the public. So ensure you keep checking Regent University website, keep engaging yourself to the website, keep engaging with the University of Lincoln website as well. Once we have more partnership and more opportunities, we will definitely put that out to the public. But currently, you need to finish your undergraduate studies to do a master's program with University of Lincoln. Finish with Regent first, and then you come to do your master's. And there are more opportunities if you finish with Regent. You get the scholarship, you get support with visa support as well. So that you need to take note of. In an English proficiency test, such as IELTS, required by applicant from Regent, is it required? Now, I mentioned if you're applying for a course that requires IELTS of 6.0, you don't need to write IELTS. Your WAEC, your WASE is enough. Now, if your WASE is more than 5 years, our admission team can request you to get a letter from Regent University, an official letter stating that you studied in English. Just to ask, Professor Ernest, students will be able to get an English proficiency letter if they request. Am I correct?
Yes. We do provide that English proficiency from the university. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Ernest. So as you've heard, Regent University will provide you a letter of proficiency. That is, if your WASE is more than 5 years, admission team would request or might request that from you. Then you can reach out to the Regent team and get the letter. But if your program is requiring more than 6.0, which is 6.5, 7.0, then you will need to write an IELTS. Now, there's one more thing that I never mentioned. Lincoln also have a free password test, which is equivalent to IELTS or Duolingo. If you fall into that category, let's say if you apply for construction management, which requires IELTS of 6.0, or MA journalism, for instance, which requires a very strong IELTS of 7.0, we can organize a free password test for you. So that can be organized in advance to my arrival in Ghana. So what I would do is I would liaise with the English Language Center, create a password, and prepare internet connection and computers as well in Ghana. And then I'll come to conduct the test for you. So you can also have access to the free password test. But bear in mind, if your course required IELTS of 6.0, you don't need to write IELTS, you don't need to write Duolingo. All you need is your WAEC having A, B, C in your English. All right, we have 2 more questions and then we are done. If you don't mind. Apologies, we are running over time. So please, why can't Lincoln accept payment for initial deposits? Yes, we do accept initial payments. I mentioned earlier, you have to pay £3,000 for your cash deposit. So when you pay £3,000, the university would then work on the UKVI portal to generate a CAS number for you. That CAS number is very unique for you to apply for your visa. That shows that University of Lincoln is sponsoring you as a student to study in the UK, to get the UK and study abroad experience. So please take note of that. We have 3 stages of payment, which can be found on our website. I'll move on to the last question. Please, can we apply to our scholarship to support our studies? I mentioned earlier, if you're coming from True Regent University, you have £5,000. But please bear in mind, when you're submitting your online application, make sure you add Regent to your online application. How do you do that? When you get to the university website at www.lincoln.ac.uk, go to the search button to search your preferred program, pick your selected program, click on the Apply Now button, create an online account, then start filling your online application. When you get to a stage of agent, you will see dummy. Pick dummy agent and then put in Regent University Ghana. That will help us differentiate your application from other applications we have received. So please remember to put Regent in your application. If you've submitted your application and you've not done that, please email your student ID. You can email that to Benjamin at Regent University at Benjamin. So Benjamin is on the chat. He's going to put up his email is also on the screen. You can send that to benjamin.labi@regent.edu.gh, or you can send your student ID number with your full name and then put Regent University alumni to yogedengbe@lincoln.ac.uk, or WhatsApp me at +447500977 150. So we've come to the end of the Q&A section. I want to say a very big thank you to every of our presenter. Before we leave, I would like you to say a final words before we call it a day. So I'll first of all start with Professor Ernest. Give us your final word of advice to our viewers before I pass it on to the next person.
Thank you very much today. This is a great opportunity for students from Regent University and also for other students from Ghana to take advantage of this. You need this just to get an exposure and also to get the international experience. In addition to the manifold opportunities, you have to take advantage as you presented. We are ready from Regent University to support you in any way to be able to take advantage of this. So I wish you well and take advantage of this great opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Ernest. Thank you so much for the word of advice. So I'll pass it on to Rita.
Thank you, yesterday. So my final words are: choose Lincoln. Trust me, if you want a good experience in studying here in the UK. And as Professor Ernest said too as well, you get the international experience to put you ahead in your career. And as you come here as a student, the school offers a very good um, a school life balance for you as a student, and the student union will offer and provide you a good platform where you can also just unburden every academic stress. So when you come in, it's fine, you study, you do all of that, but never forget to mingle, never forget to make friends, because the friendships that you make here while you're in school, it's more like what will forge you ahead in the future. There are friends who have come here and they've been able to open businesses together because they've met each other, and it's not necessarily just people from where you're from. So you're connecting with people from students from around the whole world, from Asia, from Europe. So the opportunity is limitless. So I'd advise that once you come in here, get your mind sorted, get yourself ready for, and be open for an experience that you would remember for a lifetime. And it was really it's an honor to be here as well, to speak to you guys and to meet you guys. I cannot wait to see some of you as well when you come in. So, thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Blessing. Thank you so much. Dr. Paul as well had to pop out for a meeting, and he's also sending his greetings to everyone. And his advice as well is putting your application on time. And we look forward to receiving you on campus to give you the academic experience. Now, from the international office, I will say a very big thank you. If you have not applied, please do not wait to the last minute. As I mentioned, it's about first come, first serve. For you to benefit, put in your application, get in touch with us. You can definitely see the contact details on the screen, and we'll be there to support you. So we look forward to meeting you in Lincoln. Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you to our presenters, and have a lovely day ahead.